Hey everyone, welcome to my channel or welcome back. I'm going to be going over some things why your hair may not be growing, especially if you're 30 and over. This is for anyone really. You could take all these tips, but you always hear that the older you get, you lose hair, your hair becomes thin and coarse because of the grays, and there's things that you could help. I am 54 and I have been practicing the hair growth journey for a little over a year now, and I am sticking to this routine. I know there's different people that say what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and I take some things and I leave some things out. I've tried numerous of things that I have heard from on the internet, and it just doesn't work for me. So that's okay. Everybody's hair is different, everybody's hair type is different, but one thing that is the same with all women is our hormones. And in your early 30s, you can be going through perimenopause. And we were not taught this. And still, a lot of women don't know. So when you do tell a lot of women that this is so, they look at you that like they don't believe you. But I do know a girl I work with, and she is 36, I believe, 37, and she's already going through perimenopause. She did not know what it was. She told me that she's having such hot flashes that she's drenched. In the middle of the night, she'll wake up. I wouldn't have known this until I started researching this myself about uh, 6, 7 months. I've been researching things, and it's actually on doctors on YouTube because none of your doctors know about this unless they really go and research it themselves because they don't really have maybe 6, 7 hours of training in their residency. And this is just really sad that a lot of women don't know about this. So we were just taught, oh, this is just life, which it is, but you don't have to suffer through it. So a lot of these symptoms could be because your hormones are gone, your estrogen, your progesterone, and even your testosterone. So I did get tested before I started taking anything. I know a lot of women just go straight to taking stuff, which, some doctors, some people say you should, and some people say you shouldn't there again. So I just did it so I can know and have an idea what levels I was on. But I am going to be reading from my phone because my printer is out, my ink. So I don't really like doing this, but I am still in the process of learning about hormones and hormone replacement therapy. There was a study, I believe, back in 1999, the end of that year to early 2000s, that hormone replacement therapy was bad for you. So all the women stopped taking it, and it just increased other risks like cardiovascular disease, bone loss, and it helps with preventing Alzheimer's and just numerous of things. So I started being an advocate for myself and started really researching this. So I probably last 2 years I've been really experiencing, oh my goodness, hot flashes, and I could not sleep at night, and the list just went on, and moodiness. I mean, I'm talking like anger outburst, and I still kind of have that, but this has actually helped me. So I really try to do other things to help those issues, like breathe, for instance, count to 10. But I've also incorporated strength training because that is also good for your bones. That causes the testosterone to build, from my understanding. So when I did the test, I have a doctor that calls me every 30 days, I believe. And then I've also since switched to something else, which I'll get into that with. I started off with just the cream that this place prescribed. So cream doesn't stay internally inside your system. So that is why I switched. But anyway, So a lot of the things I don't have the chart with me and I don't remember because it was about 5 months ago. And she told me that, or gave me a chart and also went over some things that I could do to help. So my water intake was down, not saying that I don't drink water, but it was very low. And they have these screens that can tell. I did a saliva as well as blood test. And I needed more fiber and protein, which women need. I've since fallen off really staying on track with eating really healthy. I am getting back on track now, but it is very important that you take protein and fiber before your meal. So, instance, like eat an apple before you eat your breakfast. It's better to do it any time of the day than not at all. But I believe that's what she was saying to me. And I really have to find that chart. Also, doctor on YouTube, I believe it's Mary Claire Haver. If you look up that, even if it's turned the name, it'll pop up. And then there's some other doctors that I really like. But vitamin K2 is really important for women. Oh my goodness, Coco, stop. So sorry. I did take my dog for a walk this morning and he's just barking at a squirrel or something outside. And to take that with vitamin D3, and I'll put in just the description what all these are beneficial for women. And then I do take magnesium, and that really helps just with everything. I mean, there's a lot of things, but I will put that in there. Vitamin B12. And she also suggested I take Advocor. Now, Advocor, I'll kind of go over a little bit when I'm talking, but I just want to go over the HRT. So, first of all, the first place I started off with the cream, and then they gave me, well, you could order from their site, and it's a little suppository, and you insert vaginally because I did not know this, but right before I started taking hormone replacement therapy, I noticed a excruciating pain with me and my husband, and it was like sandpaper, and I can't even explain to you the pain that I was feeling. I did not know what was wrong with me. I thought maybe it was uterine cancer. I mean, I started freaking out about all kinds of things. So one of the doctors that I was watching on YouTube, which, like I said, I'll find out the name to the other doctor that I really like. I just can't offhand. She was talking about it, and she said that you start losing the lining around the wall, if I'm explaining it right. And there's things that will help you to rebuild that. And it also can cause other things. It can cause urinary tract infections and just other types of things that aren't good, that's you're prone to getting. So I was like, oh my gosh. So for months, I did not know what was going on with me. And it just kept getting worse and worse. Yes, joys of perimenopause. So I had been going through the perimenopause, but all along this was building up and I was losing more and more apparently of the lining. So I started taking the cream and then I took these suppositories. And then within 2, 3 weeks, I had no more pain. I was just like, wow. So, I kept doing my research, and I found that that's when I found out the cream doesn't last because she would give women the cream, they would come back to do their test, and it was already gone. So I kept doing some more research, and then I found another video of Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and then that's when I found out about the different types of hormone replacement therapy that will last in your system. Now, I know there's different things and different ways you can take this. I know you could take it, the estrogen, you can get it like inserted, I believe. I don't know if they do your arm, but it's a little tablet, I think. And you're not supposed to take it by pill form on estrogen. And I heard that you're not supposed to do estrogen alone. So there is these 3-month packs, and I talked about it in another video. And this is a like I said, between the patch and the pill for the progesterone, it's for 3 months. So the estradiol patch is 0.05, and you take these every 3 days. So they give you a little calendar. You could choose what 2 days that you want to do, so that you could just put it on your calendar or whatever. And they stay on pretty good. So I take it off, and they're really tiny, and you put it on your stomach or your butt, cheeks, whatever, and you hold it really good for a good maybe 20 seconds. I've never had a problem with it coming off in the tub. I take a lot of baths and Epsom salt baths, and I've never had an issue with it. And I switched to that. So this is what they give you. It looks like a little makeup bag, and you don't skip your progesterone ever. So I know a lot of doctors were telling women that you do it like a cycle, like if you're on menstrual, because basically progesterone is like I'll just kind of read it to you because remembering is kind of hard. So progesterone helps balance the effects of fluctuating estrogen's levels, which can help stabilize the uterine lining and reduce the risk of heavy menstrual bleeding. So if you are taking just estrogen and you have no more periods, estrogen can cause you to bleed again. So that is why you have to take the progesterone every single night, which I found out from that doctor. So progesterone is a female sex hormone alongside estrogen that plays a crucial role in the menstrual cycle and pregnancy. So doctors, what they were doing is telling you, oh, take it in a sequence of like you were having a menstrual. So you go off of it and then, go back on the sequence of your menstrual, I believe. If I say something wrong, I'm really sorry. I know it's either while you're off you don't take it, and you while you're on, or while you're on you don't. So it was just one or the other, but that is not correct. So you want to do both and never skip the progesterone. So estrogen only HRT can increase the risk of uterine I know potential leading to an increased risk of uterine cancer. Progesterone helps protect the uterine lining by preventing it from becoming too thick. So you always want to do that combination. But I have not had a hot flash since I've been taking all of this for 4 months. My sleep is awesome. Progesterone is also another uh, hormone that helps you sleep through the night. And I've gotten so much rest, well, other than my dog waking me up in the middle of the night to go outside. But I have felt so much better. Now, the reason why I'm talking about hormone replacement therapy, and I started off with hair, is because it also can help with skin and hair, just because you lose so much without that estrogen. So that is really big on experimenting different things and just being your own advocate and not being afraid of your doctor telling you you are not advocate. So I have fibroids still. I had 5 years ago, I got embolization, which shrinks them, but I still have them. And I'm thinking maybe I should have did a hysterectomy, but at the time I did not want to. And chances of them growing, because the estrogen is, it's just a chance, that they can grow bigger. I've got them shrunk down to where they're not so bad that I'm really bleeding really heavy. I had to have, like I said, I had to have two, two blood transfusions, and that was so scary. But this is just something that you want to take care of with it. You could still have a menstrual while you're perimenopause. And also, I didn't know this. So there's a lot of things that we as women have to find out for ourselves. Now, I'm not on the testosterone. She said, the doctor said by me lifting the heavier weights helped put some testosterone back. And she felt like I didn't really need to get prescribed that at this point. But like I said, I'm not even going with that doctor anymore. She still talks to me every, what is it, like 3 months or something, and just goes over everything. And I am at a different place. This is Aloy, and I really am happy with it. I'm sure my husband is too, because I'm not as moody as I used to be. I still have my moments, but yeah. So all the other things that I'm doing with my hair care, and just trying to take care of myself and look out for myself, because if you don't do it for you, nobody will. You have to do this research, whether it's for yourself, your daughters, someone you know. But my hair is super strong. I had it in a braid last night, so it is a little messy right now. And I had my silk bonnet, which my dog got a hold of, and I let him out and he ran out with it. So that one, which is I'll have to wash, sulfur, and it helps build your hair. You could take it by mouth. I do take the crystallized one that is super potent. It doesn't have anything else mixed or anything taken out. And I mix it with a potent crystallized vitamin C. And I was doing that by mouth for a very long time. You have to be really careful with that. It does give you headaches. You have to drink lots of water. But I do put it in my hair oil. And my own, the ones I use for myself, I open it up and I put dimethicone, which is silicone drops. I don't sell it that way. I will eventually have an option because some people don't like silicones. They're afraid of it. I found that I started using it about 8 months ago, and or maybe something like that. And my hair has been thriving from it. So I have no problems with it. I do use a great clarifying shampoo in between the washes. So for me, I love it. And I don't believe all the hype about the scare tactics about it. So that is something that I use in my hair. As Gen X, that's all I did growing up is use silicones and Pantene, different shampoos, and then I steered away from it because we were told that it was bad for your hair. So I love it. All I do is shop for drugstore products. I do have an esthetician license, so I can get professional hair care products, but I don't really do that any longer because I find that drugstore works just as good, or not, if not even better, on my hair, and it protects your hair from heat, from friction. So that is something that I just do now. So it is possible to have your hair thriving, your skin, but it takes work and it is not overnight. It's something that you have to just continuously do. Sorry about that. My laptop battery is getting ready to die, so I had to plug it in. I didn't realize that. So, yes, and trying different things. Like I said, I use probably 4 or 5 different shampoos, and if not more. And some people have said, "Oh, how do you know what's working?" I just combine everything. I don't really have one particular one. I do like some that I like better, but I do use Dove shampoos, Pantene, Mane and Tail, which is a horse shampoo. You could also use it on people, but that is not a fast growth. That shampoo, it just helps build your hair and strengthen your hair. And I've used Tresemme, which I love. In fact, I had a big, big bottle of Tresemme, and it had, oh my gosh, it has silicone. So I did get rid of it a long time ago. So I just, believe the hype, or the whatever, the scare tactic, whatever you want to call it. So I just love experimenting with different things. And I have about 50 different leave-in conditioners. Sometimes I use 2 or 3 after I wash my hair and it's wet. Sometimes I use 1 or 2. And I always use my hair oil when it's dry for the most part. I don't really put it in when my hair is wet. I just use it more when my hair's already fully dried. And my shea butter, which I love, I mix it with different things. This last one I made had rose oil and neem oil, which are very beneficial to your hair as well. I use that on the end of my hair just to lock in the split ends. What you use for your hair if you are 30 or older, and what you're doing to preserve your hair. Now, the silver that I have, I've had for a very long time, since I've been in my probably late 20s. And that is just something that is hereditary, I suppose. But I also don't bleach my hair any longer. I can't say that I never will again, but that definitely weakens your hair. And toning my hair, I did it last November of 2024, and it is March 2025. And I'm just giving my hair a break. I use the color hairspray so I can give my hair a break when I color my roots. I also use eyeshadow, and that just gives your hair a chance to get stronger and you're not weakening your hair strands. So I will post all the things that these vitamins are good for and some benefits to it. If you do like this kind of content and you want to join in and give me some comments and let me know if you have any questions and what's working for me, and let me know what's working for you, then subscribe and like and share this with anyone you know that's going through perimenopause or having the change of life and they need some relief, and you don't have to suffer, even though this is going to happen to every single woman. I never thought it happened to me, but yes. Please feel free to reach out, and there is other doctors out there that will help you out on this channel. Well, not this one, but I mean on YouTube. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to drink my coffee and do my workout today. Let me know.